Dell makes big cuts. They're going to the AI sector and they're reportedly laying off a little over 12,000 employees. One former employee calls the cuts a bloodbath. And reports are suggesting that Dell is slashing a tenth of its entire workforce. This is one of the most iconic American companies out there. When you think of computers, you think of Dell. I mean, every single monitor in my elementary school uses Dell, for example. Like every single computer in the library uses Dell. This is like an incredibly popular PC brand. Even when we're little kids, it was like one of the top dogs. So it's kind of surprising to see Dell doing some pretty enormous layoffs because of slow PC sales. Dell in the past few years have been expanding like crazy. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it was doing really well, just climbing, sales getting pretty good, going international. But this is one of the first times when Dell is making some of the biggest layoffs. And this is some scary stuff. Two Dell sales executives broke the news in an internal memo to employees on Monday. Dell is switching up its sales teams to put big emphasis on AI products. And they're also seeing their servers that they sell for AI isn't really making that much money. Consumers aren't exactly spending as much cash on PCs as before, and Dell is losing money. So the best way to do is just simply fire off employees. It's as simple as that. So if you check out what's going on over here, you do have Dell missing their quarterly revenue estimates. PC market recovery is slow. During the pandemic, everyone was out buying a new computer. Your grandma was probably buying a new phone. It was very popular to get new electronics, but now people are actually out and about in the world now. Yes, people are still upgrading to the newest iPhone. They're still buying PCs and laptops, but at a much slower pace than during the pandemic when your eyes were literally glued on a screen 24/7. Now Dell is experiencing a massive sharp decline in terms of revenue. Dell isn't really getting into AI either. They're kind of seeing a lot of their AI products doing very poorly. A lot of other smaller companies are taking market share from Dell. So the best way to do and just save money is to simply fire employees. That's exactly what they're doing. They're laying off 1,000 employees right now. They're announcing worldwide layoffs. And in fact, on the Oklahoma office is unknown. Now, the Oklahoma City's Dell Technologies facility will be affected. Dell has opened this all the way back in 2005. And people are saying that a lot of employees from this campus may be laid off. And when they do, they probably will shrink down the office space. It's also not uncommon these days to see massive companies like Dell, for example, shutting down offices, shutting down production facilities, and shutting down distribution centers. Even FedEx and UPS are doing this. They're shutting down a lot of these facilities because simply consumer demand is low, Americans are more frugal with their money, and layoffs are on the rise. Not to mention a high interest rate environment makes companies like Dell, especially these heavy tech companies, very difficult to get money. It's very expensive to borrow money. And when it's that expensive to borrow money, it's very difficult to expand your business. Amazon Service Center workers are also scared that AI will be replacing them and they're not alone. So there's also a lot of customer support for Dell, right? Those jobs are going to be the first to go in the next couple years as AI becomes more strong. Customer service right now is one of the biggest industries out there. And a lot of these companies are outsourcing it to places like India, which is cheaper. But even now, a lot of these service members are kind of scared because artificial intelligent voices are getting so good to a point that you can't even differentiate between an AI voice and an actual human voice. And for a simple task like troubleshooting and stuff, it's not just Dell, guys. Even Lenovo's revenue has dropped by 8% and they're laying off almost 10,000 employees. A lot of people out there say, oh, it's just Dell doing really poorly. Not really. It's every single laptop company, except Huawei for some reason in China that actually grew by double-digit percentages, but that's the exception. Lenovo, Dell, even Apple are experiencing a massive decline in PC sales. Laptops are no longer flying off the shelves like it was before. And it's very difficult for a lot of these big companies to make money. Even Lenovo is laying off thousands and thousands of employees. So this is not a Dell problem. And plus, Americans are just on a super tight budget. I'm hearing about layoffs all the time. When my buddy gets laid off from his insurance job, it's kind of scary. It makes me more frugal. It makes me not really want to go out and spend money. We're seeing record low home sales. Not that many people are buying cars. And we're just seeing a lot of Americans just being more frugal. You could even say Americans are a little bit stingy right now when it comes to shopping. And I can't even blame them. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below. And see you later.